has refused the Red Cross permission to transport aid to the Palestinians stranded in South Lebanon. The Lebanese have also barred relief convoys to the area, and today they ordered 9 Palestinians being treated in hospital to return to the camp. The men are trapped in an area just above Israel's so-called security zone in South Lebanon. Ian Glover-James in London reports.
On this bleak border, a watershed in Middle East politics is unfolding. Israel's unbending toughness to throw out these Palestinians has been matched by an equal toughness from the new Lebanese government. They're refusing to let them in. So tonight, 415 Palestinians start their second week camping in no man's land, where temperatures are now sub-zero. Food stocks are nearly exhausted, so some are on hunger strike. Now they're running out of clean water too. It didn't move the Israeli government. Prime Minister Rabin hurried from a special cabinet session today, which voted narrowly to reject Red Cross pleas to send in food convoys from Israel.
The government of Israel do not see any good reason to respond positively to the request of the International Red Cross Committee to bring this convoy through the security zone.
The trouble is the Lebanese government have taken the same stand. They won't let the Red Cross through this roadblock to reach the Palestinians from their side. They're trying to force the Israelis to take them back, and the relief trucks are still building up on the border. In the Gaza Strip today, Palestinian anger boiled over again. Israel won't budge on this issue, and the Lebanese government is proving just as tough.
In Somalia, French and American troops have continued to move aid and resources to towns outside the capital, Mogadishu. Relief mission leaders say the operation is ahead of schedule. This morning, troops moved into Hodur, 200 miles from Mogadishu, without having to face any opposition. Michael Jillings at ITN reports.
The French-born legionnaires rolled into Hodur, pushing back the area controlled by the gunmen. It became the 6th town to come under the protection of the US-led mission. This afternoon, the troops began the huge operation of making the area safe for the local Somalis and aid agencies. At every stage, support from the local leaders is sought. It's through this kind of diplomacy that Allied forces hope to achieve long-term success. The Americans have established a base in Bardera. This town is facing a new crisis. Thousands are flocking to its food centre. Over 20,000 people need aid, twice the estimate.
We will be working with the non-governmental agencies and the UN relief agencies to make sure that we have secure convoys out to all of those distribution points, to orphanages, to feeding centers. So there's still a good deal of work to be done, even within the 8 major relief centers themselves.
The Americans were quick to put on display some of the guns seized in the past fortnight. House searches will continue. No one believes Somalia is close to becoming safe. In Mogadishu, signs of Christmas, though some were not convinced.
Seems more to me like just another day in a hellhole.
Too hot, no snow, no presents.
Despite the operation being ahead of schedule, President Bush's hope to be withdrawing troops by the middle of next month looks highly unlikely.
Here, Ted Croker, the former secretary of the Football Association, has died. He was 68. He'd had cancer for some time. Mr. Croker was credited with bringing a new commercial outlook to football at a time when hooliganism was on the rise and attendances were falling. And finally, the charity Crisis at Christmas has for the first time opened temporary shelters for the homeless outside London. Nearly 2,000 people are expected to turn up for food, clothing and medical aid in the capital alone. The same service is now being provided for thousands more homeless people around the country.
The charity Crisis at Christmas marked its 25th anniversary today by giving 8,000 homeless people a good meal. Across the country, volunteers working from converted trucks have been handing out food, bedding, hot showers and clothing. This Christmas treat is well received by those living on the streets.
I think they make a hell of a lot of difference because like you've got all food and they're cooking it there and it's great. I'm really glad to come down.
There are now 3 times as many homeless people than there were in 1967. Since then, Crisis has helped 100,000 people on Christmas Day.
Well, I think it provides a real lifeline between when lots of agencies shut down for Christmas and when they open again in the new year. But it's not just day centres and big provision that makes a difference. It's the galleries and the cafes and the libraries and the tube stations, places where people can go, not just for warmth, but perhaps for safety too.
For some, Christmas lunch was not enough. They were frightened of losing the pitch they had cherished all year.
It's just like people trying to give you a normal existence temporarily, you know what I mean?
All agree permanent homes and care are what's needed to solve the country's homelessness problem. Crisis now aims to raise a further £3.5 million, which will fund 260 long-term projects for homeless people.
And that's the news on Christmas Day. From all of us at ITN and from me, Merry Christmas.